What's up, guys? This is Bruce from the Great Amalgamation, and we are talking Game of the Year. Me, Derek, and Adam are going to give you our top 3 picks for the year, and then afterward, you can go and see us give pros and cons of each of our top titles. So I'm picking Gone Home, Saints Row 4, and The Last of Us. All very similar games, practically identical. I'm choosing Gone Home because of the sheer terror that I felt playing through a game that should not have been terrifying. It's a heartwarming yet terrifying game, and that's amazing that you could have so much emotion packed into such a small, bite-sized game. Last of Us. I don't really think I need to explain too much about why I'm choosing The Last of Us. It's got a great story, it's very gritty, it's amazingly fun to figure out the correct path through the game. Really, The Last of Us should be on any Game of the Year list. And finally, I choose Saints Row 4 because I had a lot of fucking fun playing Saints Row 4. I put way too many hours into it, and for me, that kind of zany, off-the-wall humor has always been something that I've loved about the Saints Row series, and so that's why it's making my Game of the Year list.
Hey guys, I'm Derrick as always, and this is the Great Amalgamation. Now, you've already heard Bruce talk about the 3 games that we're choosing, and my games are as follows. First is Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was fantastic. Fantastic storyline, fantastic graphics. I can only say more things with the word fantastic in it. 2, my second game was Batman Arkham Origins. I'm a huge Batman fan, a huge comic book fan, so obviously this was going to be on my list. The story was fantastic. I loved the take on the Batman origin and how they expanded the world just enough and gave you a lot of possible future scenarios that either had already happened with the 2 previous games or haven't happened yet and you can look forward to. Suicide Squad. 3, my third choice, is not really a surprise at all. Shouldn't be Game of the Year for anybody's contests, but it is for Derrick, and that is WWE 2K14. So if you're a fan of the WWE franchise, you would have probably been a fan of this. And as always, the storyline in 2K14 is fantastic because of WWE Universe mode, because Derrick makes a storyline. So as far as that goes, the storyline was fantastic.
Hi, I'm Adam, also with the Great Amalgamation, and I'm going to tell you my pick. So first off, we have Dead Rising 3. Not many people probably haven't played this yet because not many people have an Xbox One, but great game, a lot of stuff to do in it. The second game is Grand Theft Auto 5. Do I really have to say why? I mean, there's, again, a lot of stuff to do with it. Big sandbox game. For those of us that played the multiplayer, it was great, except for the fact that there were missions. But I just remember times where me and Bruce would be in multiplayer holding the airport, not letting anybody take off. We were assholes. My third choice, Dead Space 3. Now, this was the beginning of the year, and I'm a big fan of Dead Space. I love Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2. Great games. Dead Space 3 was like the culmination of everything coming together. And then I played the DLC, and now 4 is going to be the culmination of everything coming together. Very scary game, you could die at any second. Co-op kind of took away from the scariness, but added that fun to it.
Hey guys, this is the Great Amalgamation. I am not able to open, there we go. Derrick fucking Draven.
You spilled beer all over me.
No. And I just spilled beer on Adam Helms, and trying to lick it off was Bruce.
My dick. Alright.
And yes.
Label out.
Ooh, nice product placement.
Yeah, we're not being
Sponsored
paid
by
or
Woodchuck
sponsored.
Cider, but we drink the
But
shit
it's
out of it. Alright, so, Game of the Year. Of the 3 that I proposed, I am choosing Gone Home. Now, Gone Home is a very, very... Shut the fuck up.
You didn't say anything.
I know.
Whatever.
Gone Home's a very small indie title, and so it's kind of weird to choose it over bigger name titles like The Last of Us and Saints Row 4. But I haven't had that kind of experience in a long time, and that's why it ended up propelling itself over The Last of Us and Saints Row 4, the other 2 from my list, to make it to my pick for Game of the Year.
So there wasn't really anything...
There's nothing wrong with
the other
Saints
2.
Row 4 and
just...
Last of Us. They're both amazing games for completely different reasons, obviously.
Yeah.
Last of Us is an amazing story. Saints Row 4 perfected the open world for me.
Super fun. There's so many genres in it, like within the game itself.
Yeah, it doesn't have as amazing of an open world as GTA 5, perhaps the obvious comparison to it, but the mobility and sheer lunacy that you get in that game almost gives Trevor a run for his money.
What I find interesting is of all three of the games, neither one of them or none of them that you've chosen seem to have a ton of replay value. So that wasn't a game of the year like prerequisite for you.
No, not really.
No.
Well, Last of Us has multiplayer, but it's meh.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So all right, let's jump right into why we're here. As game of the year is the yours.
Yeah, my pick was Gone Home.
Let's discuss that. You wanted us to jump.
I didn't like it. I played it 5 hours ago?
I like watching you squirm as you played it.
I didn't.
You were fucking jumping everywhere.
I feel like we should give away spoilers because Derrick is gonna play it.
Yeah. As I'm part of the non-player section.
If we could give spoilers, I would say exactly why I didn't like it.
I say
It's a fine game, don't get me wrong. It just... I don't think it should win Game of the Year. Because it crossed me so.
Crossed you so.
He is a maiden who has been crossed.
It pissed me off.
Wow.
See, it should win for that alone.
I mean, yeah. I know nothing about it. You can, if you want to, explain to the fans everything that you loved about it.
Well, I kind of...
It will not cross me so.
Okay, it's a story of Katie, who you play as, who has gone home to her family, who has just moved into a new house. So you're in a house, you're a stranger there, and you have this weird voyeuristic vibe as you're going through and exploring the house.
Fuck the house. Keep going.
And the company Fulbright, they create this tense mood where around every corner you're expecting something to jump out at you.
Fuck the mood.
The sound design's amazing. There's a thunderstorm going on outside, so every now and then the action's punctuated by a very loud thunder crash, creaking floorboards, things like that constantly pop up, adding to the mood. So the sound design's amazing.
Sounds okay. I like the sound.
Okay. And the sense of exploration and voyeurism that you get from it, it's something that you're used to experiencing in a game, is the ability to walk around and explore. But since you're in such a domestic setting, it's a little unnerving that you're going through all of these people's things, slowly piecing together the story. And that's another thing that I like. The story's not laid out for you at all. You can technically beat the game in 60 seconds-ish, but if you want to skip every little story bit and just run to the end. But and there's not much more I can say without giving away all of the twists and turns, but like I was saying, it was both heartwarming and terrifying to me, and that's why I chose it for Game of the Year.
I guess I only have two.
Okay. Alright, so Adam.
I chose, after much debate, Grand Theft Auto 5 because, well, see, the other two, probably not as many people played Dead Space 3 or Dead Rising 3. I chose Grand Theft Auto 5 because it had the biggest number. No, just the exploration and all the stuff you could do. I mean, you could have fun in that game without seeing any of the story.
That's not it. Basically, what he's saying is that Dead Rising and Dead Space pop out a couple more games, and you might make Game of the Year.
Well, Derrick, let's chime in on Grand Theft Auto 5. What did you like about Grand Theft Auto 5?
The multiplayer, I'm not a huge fan of, but as you could tell with my three picks, other than one, they were all basically single-player stuff. I like the storylines, and
so what you're
surprisingly,
what you're saying is you played GTA Online.
I did play it online.
Right.
And
That's
I
why
had
you
fun.
don't like it.
Yeah, and I had fun. I had fun when I was playing with you. I had fun with playing with a few other friends and things. but just playing with random people, you, the community, not the fans of Derrick Raven, but all the other people, fuck you guys, because you're assholes. And you're allowed to be assholes because you're anonymous and you're online, and it's perfectly okay. But
I was
back...
telling the story about when we were flying around the airport and keeping everybody out of the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Community is assholes.
For that game, we were the assholes.
Yeah.
But as far as the storyline is concerned,
The storyline's amazing.
all 3 characters that you get to play, they're all really great. The overarching story between all 3 of them is fantastic. The ending, I mean, all of the possible endings, they hit me. They all had their own version of making me feel something. And with a game that's always kind of had this reputation of like having a bunch of those like asshole type fans, like they really gave a very like a good set of emotion
the characters
to the story
that you were
itself.
playing were
Yes.
assholes generally.
Well, no, like the people. Like I'm saying, like the reputation of GTA itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of the same like Call of Duty. Not to make other like Great Amalgamation fans hate me, but like I'm not a huge fan of Call of Duty and like the other like multiplayer games where you basically be an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. But as far as the storyline is concerned in there, yes, there were asshole characters, and they pissed me off, and they were supposed to, and some of them I felt bad for, and
Right.
there were
So
moments...
tell me why you don't like Franklin.
There's nothing. I love Franklin. I don't think there's
All right,
anything
so
about Franklin.
Who's your favorite character, and then...
I guess I have to go with Michael.
Mm-hmm.
He just has that Goodfellas feel, and that's what I liked about
He does, yeah, I can see that. Adam.
Danny Tamborelli.
Right. Why?
Because he's fucking Danny Tamborelli. No, I like...
Lots of masturbation, got it.
I think I like Franklin the most, actually.
Franklin? Okay.
Yeah.
And to mix it up, I have to say that my favorite character is Franklin. I prefer playing as him.
Oh, poor Trevor.
I fucking hate that guy.
He's meant to be hated.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Trevor is just like switching to Trevor. That's my favorite part of Trevor.
Like
Switch to Trevor.
I wanted to like Trevor a lot, but I could.
There are moments where you do kind of
like his character felt inconsistent to me. There was
the first time like it was weird to me the first time that he like met up with Michael and for the first time and they went to go get his daughter and how he was more concerned seemed more concerned about his daughter than even Michael like for his own daughter and so I got this faint feeling of like family's
uncle.
Like family's important to him but at the same time like his other actions are just they're atrocious and he did seem a little bit more
he had such a swing and it's probably due to the meth he was on but like he'd go from murdering people to being very concerned about like you were saying Michael's daughter's honor.
I think the most shocking part for me was like right at they always have the thing in Grand Theft Auto. I've played pretty much all of the Grand Theft Autos, and they always kind of bring back the guy from the last one, either by just talking about him or he was in like the guy from Grand Theft Auto 3 was in San Andreas. You raced against him, but they brought back what was his name, Johnny from Lost in the Damned, and then killed him, and that was like
spoiler alert.
Who cares?
Because people who haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 yet, fuck you. Also,
if you haven't played it already, you probably weren't going to anyways.
They do mention Nico.
Yeah, they do. Packy. Yeah.
Packy.
Packy ended up being amazing.
He is the best gunman in the game
to
take with you.
I feel that the thing that really I didn't like was it said you could build up the skills of these guys that you're taking into heists.
And then you couldn't really.
And then there's like 2 heists that you can bring them in.
Shh. Spoilers. All right. So Derrick, your list.
Okay. So yes, I kind of not shockingly, my number one, my game of the year is Tomb Raider, and.
Okay.
The reason I chose Tomb Raider wasn't because it was leaps and bounds ahead of the other two. Storyline-wise, like I said, I love Arkham Origins and WWE 2K14 is just, I mean, it's always a guilty pleasure of mine, so it's the replay value on that's incredible. But both Arkham and 2K14, major glitches in the game that make it almost non-playable at times. So if you're not persistent in it freezing and then being perfectly not pissed and just restarting it, then you're not gonna have a lot of fun, because like 10 minutes in it's gonna freeze and then you're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm done for a month. So, and the main reason, like, had they fixed it, maybe another game would have ended up winning, but they decided to go different routes and work on different things without fixing any of the glitches. So that being said, Tomb Raider kind of won by default, but that's not to take away from how amazing Tomb Raider was.
All right, so Adam, Tomb Raider, we've both played all the way through it, and Definitive Edition just got announced.
Mm-hmm.
But
so it'll be Game of the Year next year.
Yep. So my favorite thing about Tomb Raider was watching the wear and tear on Laura as you moved throughout the game. And it was kind of technically inconsistent, because she went from being scared and freaked out about killing one guy to literally the next minute killing 12 guys in the next firefight. But that doesn't detract from the fact
that they didn't have names, Bruce.
Right, they didn't have a name. But you could slowly watch this character get worn down, and I thought that was very well done. Like, she looked like shit at the end of the game.
The story, as far as making a new rebooted origin story, they did a fantastic job of giving you the Lara Croft at the beginning, and then at the very end, they gave fans the little bit of Lara Croft that they knew, plus a lot of that just new, like, modern age badassery that she's got going on.
And now, moving on, if we get the next Tomb Raider game, if they make another Tomb Raider game, this one actually didn't sell that great.
But they're going to, because I say it so.
Hopefully Definitive Edition gives them that extra push to decide to do it. But going into the next one,
I think the reason it didn't sell well was because people were waiting for the next gen version of it, because they knew that the next gen was even coming out at that time.
Yeah, but moving into the next one, you're going to start off with a Laura that's, already been through that experience. So I'm curious to see how they're going to approach her character, and I'm generally want to see what happens in the next one.
And hypothetically, I'm curious to see if they started off instantly, or if they give her a little bit more experience before the second game starts off.
I hope instantly.
Or
like a week, as opposed to a couple years.
In the next game, she'll just be kind of like hanging around her mansion, because if you remember in the first one, she said she hates tombs. So this is a different Lara Croft. This is one that's going to be like, it's going to be a dating sim. It's going to be Tomb Raider dating sim.
I liked that line. It gave me a giggle.
Was there anything that anybody didn't like about the game before I kind of spiel on more great things about it?
I thought it was too linear. I know that's kind of weird to say, you can go everywhere, but like, there's really a set path that you go to do this. You can't do anything else, pretty much.
And I understand that. I understand why some people wouldn't like it.
Too short.
It was kind of short, I guess.
Yeah, but some people's...
I nominated Gone Home.
Some people's other games, as he aforementioned, could be beaten in like a minute.
I did.
Speedruns.
After watching Adam play through, I'm like, I wonder how fast you can beat this knowing where the keys and stuff are. And yeah, it took like a minute and 30 seconds.
So I like the leveling up. I like that they gave it just a little bit of leveling up, not too much, just enough to where you can cap off everything if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of for you saying that there wasn't a lot of extra stuff. Like there were the other tombs that you could go into.
Yeah.
There were a lot of secret things that you could go and find that even some people would end up beating the game before they found everything.
Well, I'm talking about like, even though it is an open world game and you can go anywhere, like it has this line that you follow.
Yeah,
until you can get
but
the
it is an origin story, so they're trying to push you towards getting her. As far as like maybe the next ones, especially with other games like GTA and Arkham Origins and a lot of things expanding their world, there's a chance that the second one that they have will end up expanding her world also, giving you more realm or more world to roam.
Would you like to see an open world Tomb Raider game with this Lara?
Absolutely. I mean, I like what they've done, and I wouldn't care if they like. I almost wouldn't care if they basically changed the story and then like copy and pasted that. And a lot of games do that, and I'm hoping that they don't. But you could still fool me into being like, "This is a great game." Not that the other two games I mentioned weren't copy paste from other things.
All right, so Adam, your choice was Grand Theft Auto 5, Tomb Raider,
And one of the major things before we kind of end this is
You're ruining my wrap up.
Yes, I know, but I still had things. One of the main things that I really enjoyed about Tomb Raider that maybe was the big selling point is how much my wife got involved in it. And she loved the game so much so that she destroyed our progress of giving you gameplay videos because she accidentally saved over my game with her own and didn't even care because she was like, whatever, I'm gonna continue playing. And she beat it and she spent time on it and she got angry and she got happy, and by the time it was over, she wanted to play other games. Just any old game that we had around the house. She just wanted to dive into another world. And for guys whose girl didn't ever kind of get into video games, that might be what it takes to do it, is just hand her a copy of Tomb Raider, leave her alone, because my wife still hated it if I backseat gamed, and I kind of understand it, but I hate watching her play. But just letting her play, it brought us together as game people so that we could go off and play something else.
So there you have it. If you want to get your girl into games, titties.
No, that's not what you
No?
said.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I dropped notes.
so Adam, you chose Grand Theft Auto 5.
I did.
You chose Tomb Raider.
I did. I was just trying to keep his infliction.
Okay, that's it.
And Bruce, you chose Gone Home.
Yeah, I did. All right, so those were our picks for Game of the Year. I don't really want to debate amongst those.
Tomb Raider.
Sure, Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You were going to choose Tomb Raider anyways. So.
Yeah,
Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, Dead Rising 3.
Dead Rising 3.
Dig it.